Welcome to another video. In this video I'll be showing you how I fixed my fuel level sender. So pretty much, I didn't put this on video, but when you pull the fuel level sender out, there's a box that pretty much covers the card and the reader arm. So once you have to bend the tabs and it'll pull that box off. So once you expose all that, check your wires. Mine has a lot of broken wires, but if you need to do and rewrap the card, you need to bend the tabs that are on the bottom and top of the card. You're gonna have to bend the arm, the reader arm, but you want to do that after you bend the tabs and desolder it. So just look around the whole unit, make sure everything's okay. So you're gonna have to desolder the card off the actual unit itself. It's thick solder and it's old, so it takes a little more heat to get it to desolder. So hopefully you guys have the right soldering gun for it. So once you desolder it, it'll loosen up the card, and make sure you don't force the card off. If it feels like you're forcing it off, bend the tabs out more and bend the arm more out more as well. Try not to break the arm either, because if you break that reader arm, you're screwed. You might be able to order one from Taiwan, but I doubt it. So anyways, once you do that, as you can see in the video, it's real loose. Just work your way around it and get the card off. Now on mine, I have a lot of broken wires, so I wasn't able just to clean it with alcohol and it'll be fine from there. I had to actually rewrap the card. So I went to Jacobs. It's an online site and you can order the wire. It's nichrome 6E wire. It's a 34 gauge and I just got the 10 feet. It's a little spool. You don't need that much, but if you want to get more, then you can. So when you rewrap it, I kind of messed up on mine. I gotta tweak mine out a little more, or tweak mine a little more. So I tried copying the lines on the card already. It left from the indentation or whatever it is. So what I recommend is just wrap it real evenly all the way from the bottom of the card to the top of the card, because when I did it like the way I did it, which you'll see, it didn't really read all the way correctly. It still works, it just reads a little off, and I believe it's because of that. So the Ohm's law and all that should match with that card. I will put a link in the description, or put all the sizes and all that stuff, what to get. So be careful when you unwrap it. The wires, like on mine, were really brittle and they just kept breaking and it just became a mess. But just be really careful when you unwrap it. Clean the card and then go from there with it. So when you look at it, see how mine has like those black spots? That's from the old wire, and that's what I was trying to copy. Don't make my mistake. Just wrap it all the way from the top to the bottom and do it nice and evenly. It doesn't have to be real perfect. It just has to how do you say it, like evenly on the card. I guess that's what you could say. But yeah, so as you see on the spool, it's kind of a pain in the butt. What I recommend is probably take the wire off the spool, because it's just a pain in the butt to keep it on spool and just trying to wrap the card while it's on it. I just recommend you guys just take the wire off the spool, straighten it out as much as you can, and then just start wrapping it. It's a long process. It took me, I believe, about maybe a couple hours to do the whole entire thing, and to just make sure everything was good. And then on the bottom of the card and the top of the card, you'll see like there's little grooves that you can actually like pull the wire in so it actually holds it. You can do, I think, like adhesive if you want, just like on a little bit of it, but you don't want to do a lot of it. But as you see in the video, I'm just coiling it on it. It's not too hard to do. It just takes about a day's of your time to do all this stuff, and then yeah. So when you finish wrapping the card, just get your wire cutters and cut it. And there's a little, what I kind of did is on the top part, you see that little silvery part, I kind of just tucked the wire under there to hold it, but I pulled it tight on the card and I just tucked it under there and then cut the excess off at the very end. So once you finish everything on the card and you're done rewrapping it, just reverse your steps, put it back on the unit, solder it back on, and then bend the tabs, and you're gonna have to rebend that arm, but you gotta be very careful not to bend it, and make sure that arm is making contact with that card evenly when you move the unit up and down, so you can get a good reading. Alright, so I got some good news. I found a way to take out the fuel level sensor without dropping the tank. What you guys can do is order one of these online. It's this tiny little ratchet with little ends you could take off, since these are little Phillips. So you can squeeze your hand in there and then fish it out. But I want to do a comparison video. So this is the original one, which I rebuilt, and you could see, you know, it's not the prettiest, but it works because I tested it. Then you go to the one that you can order from Taiwan that's like 50 bucks. And although it's nice, don't get me wrong, the wires look beautiful, but they put silicone on it. And you can't, it doesn't contact. So I guess like if you guys do end up having to order one, like say for example, if yours is gone, like rotted out, I guess you could try to order one and then just clean up the silicone, like take off the silicone and all that. So when you open it up, because I'm pretty sure that's why the gauge wasn't reading, which really sucked, because I dropped this tank like 2 or 3 times and it doesn't read. So I guess you could try that. I haven't tried it, but I might try it. Once I have this one in, I'll just unplug it and then plug this in after I clean this up to see if it works. But I just want to help you guys out to show you that way you know, because I didn't know, no one did this for me, so I thought I can return the favor and just help out. And then another thing too, this is for a 79 Toyota pickup 4x4. The one that they advertise says it works perfectly. That's not entirely true, or mounts perfectly. So like 3 or 4 holes will mount except 1 screw, which I don't know why. I guess they messed up by accident. So it doesn't mount all screws. So one of them is off. That's another thing I'll complain. But this is pretty much really what really sucks is just they put silicone, which I don't know why. Like, what was the point of putting silicone? I mean, I get if you do maybe like a spot here or adhesive there and adhesive here. I don't really know why they did this. That just defeats the purpose. On top of that, if you look, that's just a skinny little thin wire that goes to there. I think that's the ground. And then you got ours, which is the original one, which has the actual tab that solders to there. Yeah, so big difference. So anyways, you guys can do that. Use that, buy this if you guys can, or if you have one, go from there. It makes it way easier, and you don't have to drop the tank, because dropping the tank's a pain in the ass. Anyways, I'm gonna plug it in, and then I'm gonna go from there. I'll let you guys know. I'll probably put a video on here of the tank working up and down. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna put gas right now. The tank, as you can see, almost like, I would say almost like a quarter, or just below a quarter. I need to still adjust it, but just to show you guys so you can get a good example of it. It should work. So I'm gonna put gas, go from there, and then once I finally get everything correctly, or you know what I mean, all the wires done correctly, I'll do an update once I, you know what I mean, like another video. But let's see. All right, so it's pretty much almost empty. So let's see. There it is. Fuel gauge works. So, and you guys see what I mean, how it goes really high. So I gotta fix it a little bit more, but yeah, I'm happy with it.